why is there such a crazy divide? Like coming upon this realization, you're like, oh, dude, people only make like $9,000 a year, right? You're like, why is it skewed in such a manner?
Hmm.
Like, I guess the chips just fell where they may, kind of thing. Like, this is just how it happened.
Yeah, I think there's multiple things. It's hard to. I mean, there was a point where everyone was kind of even. Then the technology really changed it,
Yeah. Right,
right?
right. And I'm
The,
wondering, is it like, yeah, go
mhm.
ahead.
It could be the technology thing, but also it was such a different time. Even 100 years ago, it was colonized countries, right? And you're leaving it from there, so like them having to like pick it up from scratch, kind of thing, to rebuild. So there's a lot of things that are in. It's still the growing pains of that.
Yeah, totally. I really think if you look into Stephen Greer's work, like I think UFOs are at the heart of the issue, or like they're a microcosm of the macrocosm. Like the whole UFO issue, I think it's like it's really talking towards inequality and how the system's rigged. Because it's like, how do we get to this point where like third world countries, like I don't want to call them third world because it's so demeaning,
Well,
you know?
that's what they
It's
call them,
like,
developing countries now.
oh, thank you. So developing countries, like how do we create such a divide without there being some rigging of the system where rich people just got richer
Hmm.
off of this? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like as they were trying to level up, something got in the way and like took their money away. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
like with UFOs, and then they're like, well, they're hiding secret technologies that could keep like create a utopia on Earth. Whether you believe that or not, if you just look into the UFO issue, you uncover a lot of corruption. And then you're just like, this is why the world the way it is. It's corruption.
Hmm.
You know? Or do you disagree? Like do you think like to me it
Well, in
feels
some
like
ways, yeah, but like, what do you mean? Is it only the corruption in the West, or just corruption in general?
no, globally.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
so
yeah.
the UFO thing, it's not a Western issue. He says it's a transnational conspiracy,
Hmm.
meaning that like a bunch of countries are involved,
Hmm.
right? And then if you look at like so then you're like, okay, cool. So there's this UFO conspiracy that's transnational. What other conspiracy you guys got going on that's transnational? You know,
Hmm.
like how does the IMF work? International Monetary Fund or whatever? Like
Hmm.
how does the UN work? How did you guys choose to not focus on Africa, but you're choosing on like to focus on Canada? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
what deals are not being made or not are being like skewed in a way to advantage one country over another. But we know that's the nature of the beast, like advantage one country over another.
Hmm.
So why wouldn't you be corrupt in your an advancement towards advantage? You know what I'm saying? Like it's inherently corrupt. Or no? I don't like
I don't know
this is my point
what
of
that
view.
means by inherently corrupt.
Like
Like that.
okay. So if we're playing a game,
Hmm.
okay, no, you know what it is? It's game theory. Winner, loser. Okay. So like in game theory, it's so funny when I was in business school, they're like, you gotta read this book called Game Theory. And I was just like, what? Like all the finance people, I'm like, what are you guys saying? Like, I don't care. And then like after all these years, I finally read it and it literally boils down to this. You could have just told me instead of me you read the book. Winner, loser, loser, winner, win-win, lose-lose, or options. Like, duh. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But so like the West is playing this like win-lose game, zero-sum game. One of us is gonna lose, you know?
Hmm.
But why can't you just make like win-win?
Who's playing the West? Win-win or win-lose situation.
Stock market, businesses, everything. Like
Hmm.
everything is win-lose, bro. If I have two businesses,
Yeah.
right, and we have to pay rent, I have to do everything in my power. There's where marketing comes in to steal your customer from mine,
Hmm.
right? So
Sure.
it's like that inherently will give you motive to be corrupt. Think about Nikola Tesla versus the AC/DC thing, right? We talked about
Hmm.
that last time. And like that's where this whole UFO thing stems. It's like if you know there's a better solution, why are we not going towards the better solution, bro? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like we're not going utopically, like win-win. We're not trying to solve the problem. We're just trying to like win lose.
hmm,
And that's our system. That's capitalism, basically.
right.
And that's the heart of the West. So it's like, okay,
Hmm.
so you're baking in corruption into the foundation of things. You know, what's the other option? Oh, socialism. Oh no, but I don't want to let a tyrant. You're like, okay, fair. You're right. But like we need to make it in a way where it's like we're all looking out for one another. Or does that sound like too kumbaya-ish? You know what's wait, hold on. Before you answer that, like too kumbaya-ish. So if we're talking to a child, right? And we're like, hey little kid, there's one piece of candy. I'm gonna take this candy or you're gonna take the candy.
Hmm.
Or we can split the candy. What do you want to do? Split the candy. Like the kid inherently knows that it's a good idea to split the candy, unless they've been taught by their parents, like, no, you own everything, you know, something like that. Or like, no, you should give everything away. That's actually how I was brought up. My dad was always like, just give it away. You could always buy another one. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Here, you could take this. I'll buy another one.
Hmm.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should, like, inherently, it feels like,
We don't know if it's
intuitive.
necessarily inherent or taught to us, right? Um,
Okay.
this is like that whole. We're a mix of the. I don't know, like it's not 100%, but like we're a mix of that chimpanzee and bonobo kind of situation
Oh, with the
where
grape? Is this the story of the grape?
it's just the grape or like chimpanzees are very territorial, very group
Mm.
oriented, right? One group versus another group. But the bonobos are very like I'll share the stuff with anyone, like with other
Oh, that's
bonobos.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So those are our like cousins in our evolutionary ancestry. So we may have a mix of those too, right? So where people can be very generous, where there's
Mm.
also people who are very greedy at the same
Right.
time.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like speaking of the chimp thing, you know what's I heard the craziest theory about this UFO thing, and I'm like, that makes the most sense out of everything I've heard. So if you can interstellarly travel, okay, like what they're saying with the crafts, right? With the physics, they're like, okay, you should be able to like traverse the cosmos really quickly, and time should not be an issue for you. It's almost like you're playing a video game and you can like speed up or slow down time. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
there's so many video games like that. Heavy Rain, you could do that, like speed up the time or whatever. Or
Mm-hmm.
no, not um, Cyberpunk. You remember like you can like memories and then you like fast forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what they're saying is that theoretically, like one possibility is that the we are not like the aliens that are able to traverse space and time. What they could be doing is just doing this to all planets. They're the hard like they're the gatekeepers of life. So like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna zip to this planet, take this element. I'm gonna zip to that planet, take this element. Then I'm just gonna put it here, and like maybe we'll create something like a scientist,
Sounds
basically.
like No Man's Sky, the game.
Oh wait, what? Okay, that's interesting.
No,
Well,
it's
what's the
literally
storyline?
like no, it's literally just like getting resources for you can go to any planet, right? You're like in your ship, but it's like you can travel very quickly, slow down your speed,
Oh, interesting.
go fast again, or stand still. It's up to you.
Okay, interesting, interesting. So yeah, No Man's Sky, basically, and then you are creating these different life forms on different planets, given like different elements, and you're kind of like tending to the garden. That's what they think. Like one theory of UFOs could be. And like the reason why we keep seeing them is because they're checking up on us. They're like, oh, how are these people doing? Right. So like it would be interesting if they really did genetically engineer us close to the bonobos because that's what they're like, oh, these monkeys. Hey, let's just add this here. And like, oh, look, life is growing and like blah, blah, blah. Right. So like if that's true, it could explain why we have these tendencies of like selfishness and like collectivism.
Hmm.
But what separated us from the bonobos? Like why do we branch off as like humans? And that's why they're just saying like aliens, right?